Hey, 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 what's going on? Vig here again. Believe it or not, man, same guy, different module. Hope you're doing awesome. Listen, welcome to mobile traffic. We're going to talk about, I'm going to show you and kind of introduce you to this concept of mobile marketing, mobile traffic generation. This thing right here can very possibly make your head spin. With the possibilities, the opportunity, what's available to you, really how you can scale this, and the fact that the mobile marketing right now, it's virtually, it's a virgin territory. There is hardly any competition, and it's very, very cheap. It's very awesome. So let me in this video, I'd like to talk about a few things that I think is important for you to understand, especially if you are new to mobile marketing. And it will be important for you to know. All right, so mobile opportunity. Listen, there is an explosive growth right now. Mobile will take over desktop display advertising. Okay, and if you position yourself, if you take the time right now to explore this opportunity, to capitalize on this opportunity, if you take the time right now to learn, right, as much as you can about mobile, and not only just like conceptually learn it, right? Because listen, we can learn conceptually, all day long, right? But if we don't do anything, that's not going to do anything for us. So what you really need to do is start getting your hands greasy, if you will. Roll up your sleeves and start doing something, right, in this arena. When you understand how mobile works, and when you kind of start experiencing with this, you will win big. Before the masses hit this, it's like that gold rush, man. It's like Google in the early days. I'm telling you, it's time right now. This is the perfect time for people that are serious about the future to really start learning about mobile, and start experiencing and start actually running ads and start tracking and just getting into it right now. It's very, very cheap. Okay, there are networks you can go to where you can get clicks. You can actually get visitors for as low as 5 cents per visitor. 5 cents per click, not per not per impression or anything, but for actual clicks. Okay, very, very, very inexpensive. Supply of inventory is actually greater than demand right now. Okay, again, big opportunity for us marketers. CTRs, click-through rates, are much, much higher, okay, than you would see normally on a like a desktop or like a computer display type advertising. And the reason for that is because a lot of you will actually, and I'll tell you this right now as well. As awesome as mobile is, it's still it's in its infancy right now, and it's obviously it's being improved all the time. But when you advertise on mobile, your click-through rates are going to be much, much, much higher. But there is also, you will get a lot of accidental click-through rates, okay, or accidental click-throughs. From people who just, maybe their finger got slipped finger or whatever, just fat finger, just kind of hitting the ad. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But it's still a tremendous opportunity. More people are browsing on their phones than computers. If you look at surveys, if you look at statistics, if you look at just the trends, there is more people browsing their phones more consistently there than they do their computers, right? Check it out for yourself. How many times a day do you check your email? How many times a day do you play some sort of a game on your smartphone, right? So we can actually tap into those, and get in front of those people ourselves. Now, e-commerce, this is actually interesting. One would think that, well, people just use mobile for games and just kind of like goofing around, right? But e-commerce is actually growing dramatically on mobile devices. So people people buy stuff using apps. There's eBay apps. There's PayPal. There are people buy stuff on their mobile, right? So as more people are kind of becoming aware of this, again, it's an opportunity for us marketers to learn this game right here, and then when masses hit, man, you're going to be on top of the world. Okay, good stuff. Now, a couple things I want you to know. Okay, important stuff. So you can expect realistically, I'd say 40 to 50% accidental clicks on mobile. Okay, so if you get 1,000 clicks or 10,000 clicks, about 40 to 50% of those, will probably be accidental. Okay, so they are not as well as you can target mobile. You're just not gonna target it 100% because of those accidental clicks. Somebody's playing a game and they they slipped a finger and all of a sudden they hit your ad and it took them to your site. So just kind of know that. Okay, tablets versus phones. So there is a big difference in how you advertise on on mobile phones versus how you advertise on tablets. Okay, and so when you advertise, it's important for you to know this because especially when you target. Okay, so some ads will show differently on phones than they will on tablets. Okay, so also depending on like what do you promote. Okay, so if you're promoting a landing page, or maybe if you're promoting something like an application that people need to fill out, right, you just have to kind of know what you're doing and what the process is going to be for people to go through when they enter into your little world. Is there going to be like a long form application that they'll need to fill out? Well, if that's the case, then in your advertising, I would actually not advertise that kind of stuff to people who are on phones, right? Because it's a lot difficult to fill out an application on a phone, right, than it is on a tablet. Okay, so if you're promoting something to where it requires people to fill out a lot of information and type a lot of information, I would exclude advertising on phones. Make sense? Just kind of good practices for you to capitalize on and get as much ROI as possible. Stay away from flash. Okay, so ads that are just flashy and just flash altogether, I'll just totally stay away from it because chances are it's probably going to look goofy. Targeting. Nowadays, mobile advertising or mobile networks allow you to target. Where do you want to advertise? You want to advertise on specific devices, operating system, geographically. You can actually advertise by carrier. Now check it out. This gets really crazy good, right? You can actually, not every carrier, but some carriers now starting to adopt this thing called wireless billing. Okay, so check it out. It works kind of like a merchant account. So you can actually set up an account with certain carriers, and I'm sure as we move into the future, there's going to be more and more carriers who will adopt this kind of structure to where it's like a merchant account you get with a carrier, right? And when you advertise on in like apps and the people's phones and tablets that are connected to a carrier, people can actually make a purchase and have the carrier bill their purchase right on their cell phone bill. Is that awesome, right? And so when they purchase, they pay to the carrier, and then the carrier takes their cut, acting like a merchant account, and then they send you, the money. This is where the technology is going. Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to, hopefully you see the bigger picture, right? And hopefully you see where, as you understand where the kind of the technology in the world is going, right? And it's a matter of positioning yourself, and going where the puck is going, as cliche as it sounds. Because before the masses realize this, and there is going to be a day when, mobile is going to be just as popular as, solo ads and pay-per-click and pay-per-view, all this stuff, right? So you need to start learning this and start, diving into it. And again, this is going to be a good introduction for you right here. Okay. Something else I want to make sure that you understand is, and this is so obvious, I don't feel like I need to be telling you this, but just make sure that your offer, whatever you're promoting, is mobile optimized. Like you don't want to promote a website on a mobile device, and the website itself is not loading on mobile device. Does that make sense? That would be a waste of time, waste of money, and that would just be silly. Okay. Now, different types of ads that you can run on mobile. Okay, so there is obviously image, flash. I would definitely stay away from flash. Just use standard image. There are standard banners, right? You can run if you're gonna advertise like on mobile, like networks and like on sites instead of in mobile in phone apps. Okay, there is also interstitial, which is in-app ads. This is actually pretty cool. There is expendable video type ads. There is also what's called MRAID, Mobile Rich Media Ad Interface Definition. Okay, so it gets really, really crazy because you can actually specify, depending on, let's say somebody plays a game, right? And if they pass a certain level in a game or whatever, you can actually specify, the network can track all that, and they can display specific ads based on their behavior and what they do, as they're playing a game, right? So you can actually trigger different ads based on what people do, on their phone. That's really crazy. Here is the simple process, okay? People might think, well, mobile marketing, this is new. Yes, it is new. It's probably complicated, man. I don't want to do it because it's new, and people resist change, right? People don't like to do stuff that's unknown. And that's fine. 90% of people will not do this right now. 90% of people will say, well, this is too new. This is an unknown territory for me. I don't understand it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to stick with what I know. And that's okay, right? But then there is somebody else who's going to say, you know what, this is brand new. You know what, I'm going to be the first one to know this. I'm going to be the first mover and shaker. I'm going to understand this. I'm going to dive into this. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to get my hands, dirty a little bit. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. And I'm going to be the first one to figure this out and crack this code so that I can benefit the most later. Because this is, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, this is where we're going, right, is mobile. And so I just wanted to kind of, give you good news and kind of like simplify mobile marketing. Listen, it's just like anything else, okay? Mobile marketing is just like pay-per-click. It's just like doing solo ad. It's just like banner advertising. It's just like doing any other campaign, okay? It comes down to 4 or 5 different things. Number one is you go to a mobile network, okay, and you open up an account, okay? So below this video, I'm going to give you a list, a resource of mobile networks you can go check out. Okay, it's the same mobile networks that I personally go to. Again, I'm just gonna open up my resources. There's probably more, that that I just don't use. And feel free to explore. Feel free to check them out. Right. But you open an account, you make your creatives. Okay, your ads. Right, called creatives. If you don't design them yourself, you can hire somebody. Go to Elance, go to Guru.com, go to Fiverr.com, right, and just have somebody design some creatives for you, some ads, banners that you can place and in your campaign. And you say, Vic, how do I know which creatives or what kind of sizes do I need? Well, that's why you need to do step number 1 first, which is you open up an account with a mobile network you're going to advertise. And then when you create your campaign, when you go to create your campaign, it will tell you. It will say, okay, load your creatives. And your creatives can be this type, these sizes. So once you have that information, right, you can take those sizes and those requirements for that creative, and you can take it to whoever's going to do your creatives for you. And you can say, okay, I want my creatives to be this size, this, this much in file size and all that, and it'll make it for you. Okay, I don't create my own creatives. I have somebody else do it for me. Okay, then what you do is once you have the creatives, then you come back, all right, to your campaign or to your account, and you set up a mobile campaign. Very, very simple. Okay, you load up your creatives, you set up your account, you fund your account. And then you watch your statistics, okay? See how it goes, just like anything else, okay? That's as simple as that. You target your campaign, very, very, it's very self-explanatory stuff. I think what we're gonna do right now is, I don't wanna take a lot of time on this because this actually is not that complicated. I would like for you to start going out there and just start exploring this yourself. Because one thing that I found is that, if you do something, if you put forth the effort to do something yourself, right, you will learn that much quicker. Okay, if you just watch me do something, and yeah, in the next video, I'm actually going to show you an example, give you kind of like an overview you know, like an example campaign we're going to do together, right? So that you can kind of see the process. Again, very, very simple. But I want you to start checking out some of those networks. I want you to start creating those accounts. You know, one other thing that's really, really cool with mobile is the fact that you can contact, in many cases, you can contact a mobile network directly, and you can talk to somebody. And you can say, hey, I'm trying to set up this campaign. Here's what I'm promoting. And they'll help you, okay? Again, remember, they are hungry for our business, okay? Mobile networks, they are hungry right now, right? And this is, I mean, we have the power because we're the advertisers. We're the ones paying the money, you know? So they will do, they will, you know, bend over backwards for you to help you out as a marketer. So don't ever hesitate to contact the network if you have a question. You know, they're all going to be pretty much very similar setup and format, you know, in terms of how they operate. They're all pretty much self-serve platforms to where you can control your ads. You can select where you want to run your ads, target your ads all by yourself, which is cool, right? But sometimes, you know, a network might differ just a little bit, you know, maybe in how they target, or maybe, you know, the kinds of ads that they allow and don't allow, the kinds of creatives they allow and don't allow, you know, just that kind of stuff. But in any case, almost all the time you will be able to call the network up and say, hey, I'm having a question, I'm having a challenge, you know, I need help, and they'll be more than happy to assist you with that. Okay, so that way, you know, when you go through the process once, you know, you'll be able to, you know, you will know how to do it over and over and over again. Cool? All right, so in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through a simple campaign setup, and just to show you how easy it is to create a campaign using one of the mobile networks. And again, I'm going to post some networks that I personally use right below this video. You can check them out. Good stuff. All right, we'll see you in the next video.